The White House wants states to hand over data from their voter rolls to a special commission that is looking at ways to improve the integrity of U.S. elections. But Arizona, for one, has refused. Cronkite News reporter Emma Lockhart in our Washington bureau tells us why Arizona is having second thoughts and what other states are doing.
Yeah, the request came from an advisory panel that Donald Trump appointed following his claim that there were millions of illegally cast votes in the last election. Now, that claim has been rejected by many officials and experts, but could be to blame for the standoff this week between the panel and states.
Arizona joined numerous states that denied requests for voter registration data from the Presidential Advisory Commission on Election Integrity. The commission's goal is to ensure voter integrity in federal elections, but state officials say they have to safeguard their own voter rolls too, a reaction that puzzles one member of the White House panel.
I think their reactions are somewhat bizarre, and they obviously don't seem to understand the applicable law that says that they have to make this information available.
But Arizona Secretary of State Michelle Reagan says she won't. In a letter Monday, she said collecting that information could implicate serious privacy concerns shared by many.
This is complete federal overreach, and it truly discredits the hard work of secretaries of states and election officials across our country.
Advocates of the voter data request say they are only asking for public information.
Well, I think it's a basic step that's necessary to do the kind of research into finding out just how accurate our voter registration lists are.
Still, opponents and some states say the request violates state privacy laws. Reagan's letter says that the state is willing to work with the panel to make elections safer, but that handing over the data would not be in the best interest of the state.
We checked with the National Association of Secretaries of State that said as of today, there are still a handful of states still considering the request, but a total of 44 states, including Arizona, are still saying they will not provide all data. Live in Washington, Emma Lockhart, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News also reached out to Maricopa County Recorder Adrian Fontes. He says he hasn't received any requests from the commission yet, but if it allowed under Arizona statutes, he will comply.
I did see the request that was refused by the Secretary of State. And the problem that I have with that request is that it indicates that whatever information they're going to get, they'd be disseminating widely. And that's exactly against Arizona law. You know, there are groups like research groups, advocacy groups, political parties, and other folks who get this information. Only the information that's available through public records, of course, not a lot of sensitive identifying information. And they use it for research purposes or within political campaigns.
Information provided included whether a person voted in a particular election, but not the details of who he or she voted for.